On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Accurate.
Correct and exact in all details.
Examples:
Provide accurate information. Accurate measurements. The official transcript contains accurate academic records.
Assess.
To judge or decide the nature or quality of someone or something.
Examples:
Assess a tax of £10. Assess the quality. Our company needs to assess the business impact of climate change.
Mention.
To speak or write about something or someone briefly.
Examples:
Mention name. Mention in a report. I mentioned to him that I had seen his sister at the grocery store earlier that day.
Survey.
An investigation of the opinions, behavior, etc. of a particular group of people, made by asking people questions.
Examples:
A comprehensive survey. Recent survey. That survey shows that people are accepting the tax increase to some extent.
Delegate.
A person sent or authorized to represent others, in particular, an elected representative sent to a conference. Verb, to transfer power to someone.
Examples:
Delegate a routine task. Send a delegate. The delegate from the small country was not allowed to speak at the meeting.
Organization.
A group of people who work together for a shared purpose.
Examples:
Organization chart. Agricultural organization. She is the president of a large international organization.
Nation.
A large organized community of people living in a particular country or region and having a particular culture.
Examples:
Nation state. A seafaring nation. The nation of Japan is known for its unique culture and advanced technology.
Cross-border.
Relating to or involving movement, interaction, or communication between different countries or regions, especially those that share a common border.
Examples:
Cross-border relations. Cross-border cooperation. The two neighboring countries have a cross-border trade agreement.
Integrate.
To combine one thing with another so that they form a whole or work together. To accept equal participation for members of all races and ethnic groups.
Examples:
Integrate into the existing system. Integrate both businesses. He found that it is difficult to integrate socially.
Globalization.
The process by which economies, societies, and cultures around the world become increasingly integrated and interconnected through the rapid exchange of goods, services, ideas, and people across international borders.
Examples:
The rapid pace of globalization. Globalization trend. The spread of popular culture worldwide is an example of cultural globalization.
Obvious.
Easy to see, discover, or understand.
Examples:
Obvious reasons. His conclusion was obvious. There are obvious differences between the two wine-producing regions.
Excerpt.
To take a short piece of speech, book, film, etc. from a longer whole. Noun, a short extract from a speech, book, film, etc.
Examples:
Excerpt a passage from a book. Excerpt comments from the news release. Here are excerpts from several recent books on quantum computing.
Giant.
Extremely big, much bigger or more important than similar items usually are.
Examples:
Giant trees. Giant tech company. The giant jets that gradually dominate the world's airlines.
Tsunami.
A huge ocean wave caused by an earthquake, volcano, or other disturbance.
Examples:
Tsunami warning. Tsunami relief. The earthquake tsunami caused widespread destruction along the coast.
Wreck.
A ship that has sunk or has been destroyed, a vehicle that has been badly damaged in an accident.
Examples:
The house was a wreck. A worthless wreck. The divers accidentally discovered a wreck on the ocean floor.
Historic.
Famous or significant in history, or potentially so.
Examples:
Historic accomplishment. Achieve the historic feat. The Chinese people have accomplished several historic feats.
Railroad.
Metal tracks laid with rails on which trains run, a system of tracks with the trains operated by an organization.
Examples:
Coast-to-coast railroad. Railroad industry. The town was founded in the 19th century as a stop on the railroad, and it grew rapidly as a result.
Telegraph.
A method of long-distance transmission of messages by electrical or radio signals.
Examples:
Answer by telegraph. Telegraph wires. The telegraph service was interrupted for a while.
Compile.
To create a book, a list, a report, etc., by combining various objects, articles, music, etc.
Examples:
Compile a biography. Compile the data. We are attempting to compile a list of qualified candidates for the position.
Component.
One of several parts that combines with others to form something bigger.
Examples:
key component, spare components for cars. The researchers try to discover a common component in all types of successful organizations.
Percentage:
the number, amount, or rate of something, which is usually the amount per 100.
Examples:
the percentage of the gold content, a high percentage. What is the percentage of the consumption tax in the United States?
Plain:
without being decorated in any way. Noun, a vast expanse of flat land with few trees.
Examples:
plain answer, delta plain. The lowest lowland region is mostly flat plain.
Telephony:
the technology or operation of telecommunication, the transmission of sound and information over long distances using telephone or other telecommunication devices.
Examples:
telephony services, digital telephony. The telephony industry constantly innovates to keep up with new technologies and changing customer needs.
Nowhere:
not in, at, or to any place, not anywhere.
Examples:
nowhere else to go, come out of nowhere. I've been thinking all day and getting nowhere.
Estimate:
to guess or calculate the cost, the size, value, etc. of something.
Examples:
estimate of fair value, estimate this chicken to weigh 3 pounds. We estimated the season's total trade deficit at $50 billion.
Generation:
all the people born and living at about the same time, regarded collectively, the production of heat or electricity.
Examples:
generation gap, the generation of electricity. The younger generation has different values and beliefs than the older one.
Immigrant:
a person who has come to a country where they were not born to live there permanently.
Examples:
immigrant communities, an immigrant from the country. Police received a report of illegal immigrants in the area.
Invest:
to put money, effort, time, etc. into something to make a profit or achieve a result.
Examples:
invest in stocks, invest capital. The government should view children as national assets and actively invest in them.
Statistics:
the discipline that concerns the collection, organization, analysis, interpretation, and presentation of data.
Examples:
statistics for cancer, official statistics. The statistics demonstrate that poverty and unemployment are genuine problems.
Suspect:
to consider anything to be true or probable,
Examples:
Suspect a plot. Suspect that he is sick. The cops suspected him of being the killer.
Export.
To send goods or services to another country for sale. To transfer electronic data out of a database or document in a format that other programs can use.
Examples:
Export goods. Export the data. The country exports a large amount of agricultural products.
Ratio.
The relative size or amount of one thing to another, typically expressed in the form of a fraction or decimal.
Examples:
Debt-to-income ratio. Ratio of boys to girls. The ratio of water to sugar in the recipe is 1:2.
Typical.
Having the usual characteristics or traits of a specific group of things.
Examples:
Typical leader. Fairly typical symptoms. This artwork is typical of her work.
Indicate.
To show, point out, or make known something, often through a sign or a symbol. To suggest or imply something without stating it directly.
Examples:
Indicate a preference. Indicate an error. The data indicates that the company's profits have steadily increased over the past quarter.
Instance.
A particular example or single occurrence of something.
Examples:
For instance. Notable instance. These articles cite 5 instances of climate change.
Bias.
A strong feeling in favor of or against one group of people, an idea, or thing, often not based on fair judgment.
Examples:
Bias against a big company. Have a bias towards socialism. She researched gender bias in politics.
Spearhead.
To lead or initiate an effort or campaign.
Examples:
Spearhead campaign. Spearhead movement. The CEO decided to spearhead the new project to ensure its success.
Pascal.
A unit of pressure in the International System of Units, SI, named after the French mathematician and physicist Blaise Pascal, which equals 1 Newton per square meter, the name of a high-level programming language developed in the 1970s.
Examples:
980 hectopascals. Pressure conditions from 100 to 1600 pascals. Meteorologists recorded a sudden drop in air pressure to 980 hectopascals, signaling the approach of a storm.
Triple.
Consisting of 3 items or people, 3 times as great or many.
Examples:
A triple mirror. Triple digits. His coach is a triple Olympic champion.
Benchmark.
A standard or reference point used for comparison or evaluation, a point of reference for measuring progress or performance.
Examples:
Industry benchmark, performance benchmark. The teacher used a benchmark to measure the progress of her students.
Imply.
To indicate the truth or existence of something without referring to it.
Examples:
Imply a strong correlation. Imply the presence of alien. The salespeople speak in technical terms to imply that they are more knowledgeable than the customer.
Intern.
To put someone in prison, especially for political or military reasons. Noun, a student or trainee who works, sometimes for free, to get work experience or to fulfill qualification criteria.
Examples:
Intern civilians. Medical intern. The Navy interned ships of defeated nations.
Apocalyptic.
Describing severe damage and destruction in past or future events, or the end of the world.
Examples:
Apocalyptic event. Have apocalyptic overtones. The apocalyptic landscape of burnt-out villages and bombed-out ruins spread out before them.
Overstate.
To exaggerate or make something seem more important or serious than it is.
Examples:
Overstate the issue. Overstate the importance. He tends to overstate his accomplishments to impress others.
Prone.
Inclined or likely to do something or to show a particular characteristic, especially something bad, lying face downward.
Examples:
Accident prone. Prone to diarrhea. He was prone to making rash decisions.
Dimension.
A measurable extent of a particular kind, such as width, height, or length.
Examples:
New dimension. The crosswise dimension. Overall dimensions are approximately 400 by 200 millimeters.
Observation.
The act or activity of carefully examining or monitoring something or someone.
Examples:
Class observation day. Observation instrument. In the hospital, she will remain under constant observation.
Slide.
To move or cause to move smoothly along a surface without interruption.
Examples:
Slide a card across the table. Slide a glance. If necessary, you can slide the front seats forward.
Quantity.
The amount or number of something, magnitude.
Examples:
Half quantity. Residual quantity. In southward, the average annual water quantity increases.
Economical.
Providing a satisfactory return on the money, time, or effort, not using more money, fuel, etc. than necessary.
Examples:
Economical use of her time. An economical meal. It is more economical to wash your plastic bottle and reuse it.
Confine.
To restrict the movement of someone or something.
Examples:
Confine themselves solely. Confine the scope of use. The animal was confined in a small cage.
Underestimate.
To think or suppose that a quantity, price, or size is smaller than it is.
Examples:
Underestimate an enemy. Underestimate the probability. They frequently underestimated their abilities and felt inferior.
Overestimate.
To estimate something to be greater in amount or importance than it really is.
Examples:
Overestimate the value. Overestimate the amount of time spent. He tends to overestimate his abilities.
Refer.
To direct someone's attention, thoughts, or questions to another source or person, to mention, cite, or allude to something as evidence or support.
Examples:
Refer to a book. Refer to a map. Please refer to the instruction manual for further assistance.
Skeptical.
Doubting that something is accurate or useful.
Examples:
A skeptical attitude. Skeptical scientists. His religious and philosophical beliefs were utterly skeptical.
Claim.
To assert that something is true, to demand or request something as one's own, to lay legal or moral right to something. Noun, a demand or assertion of a right or something that one believes to be true.
Examples:
Claim responsibility. False claim. He wants to claim ownership of the abandoned property.
Debate.
A formal discussion or argument of opposing viewpoints, often to persuade others to adopt a specific position. A public discussion, often on an issue of current interest, in which participants offer opinions and differing perspectives.
Examples:
Debate topic. Debate competition. The debate over climate change continues to be a hot topic in politics.
Policy.
A set of rules, guidelines, principles, or procedures that govern decision-making or action, often used in the context of business or government. A course of action or plan of action adopted or followed by an organization or individual to achieve a goal or objective.
Examples:
Health policy. Foreign policy. The company's new policy on remote work has made it a more inclusive workplace.
Entirely.
Completely.
Examples:
Entirely satisfied with the meal. He was entirely to blame. Later, his claim was found to be entirely false.
Critique.
A detailed analysis or examination of something, especially a literary, philosophical, or political theory, an essay or article that gives a critical evaluation.
Examples:
A critique of the social system. Devastating critique. Following the critique from the professor, students rewrite their essays and submit them for final evaluation.
Scratch.
To cut or damage the surface of something or the skin with a sharp or pointed object.
Examples:
Scratch off a name. Scratch my signature. Don't scratch your mosquito bites.
Chart.
A visual display of information such as a diagram, lists of figures, etc., a map designed to assist navigation by air or sea.
Examples:
A weather chart. A statistical chart. This pie chart represents our market share.
Footnote.
A note of additional information provided at the bottom of a page in a book or document, often indicated by a superscript number or symbol in the main text.
Examples:
Footnote citation. Add a footnote. I included a footnote in my essay to provide additional information and sources for my argument.
Convince.
To persuade someone or make someone believe that something is true.
Examples:
Convince her to go with us. Convince an opponent. I am considering what I should do to convince him.
Urge.
To spur on or encourage someone, especially by cheers and shouts. Noun, a strong desire or impulse, especially one that is difficult to control or resist.
Examples:
Urge a total ban. A sexual urge. The lobbyist urged Congress not to approve the measure.
Hand-me-down.
A used item that is passed down from one person to another, especially in a family or community.
Examples:
Hand-me-down expression. Wear his hand-me-downs. My older sister gave me some of her old clothes as hand-me-downs, and I was grateful for them because they were still in good condition.
Insight.
The ability to gain an accurate and deep understanding of people or situations, an accurate and deep understanding of what something is like.
Examples:
A profound insight. Share my insights. We gained various insights by analyzing the vast amount of data owned by the company.
Bombard.
To attack a place with bombs or gunshots continuously, to address with continuously or persistently, as if with a barrage.
Examples:
Bombard him with questions. Bombard a fort with heavy shells. Overprotective parents often bombard their children with messages reinforcing their lack of mastery.
Peer.
A person who has the same age, status, or ability.
Examples:
Peer group. Peer review. Among young people, peer pressure can be pretty influential.
Decide.
To make up someone's mind about something, to come to a conclusion or judgment after considering options.
Examples:
Decide a question. Decide on a course of action. She couldn't decide whether to order the pizza or the pasta for dinner.
Coherent.
Logical and consistent. Noun, the quality of being clear and easy to understand.
Examples:
A coherent explanation. Create a coherent system. His writing was well structured and coherent.
Capture.
To catch a person or an animal and confine them in an area which they cannot escape.
Examples:
Capture a glimpse. Capture customers' hearts. I was able to capture the moment on film.
Pity.
A feeling of sorrow and compassion caused by the suffering or misfortunes of others, an object of contempt or disdain.
Examples:
Allow self-pity. Pity speech. It is a pity that the concert had to be cancelled due to the storm.
Disbelief.
The feeling of not being able to believe or accept that something is true or real.
Examples:
Disbelief in the authority. Ask in disbelief. His reaction was one of complete disbelief.
Perspective.
A certain attitude towards something, a particular style of thinking about something.
Examples:
A perspective view. Perspective of the battle. His father's death changed his whole perspective on life.
Cave.
A large hole in the side of a hill, cliff, mountain, or under the ground.
Examples:
Domiciliary caves. The mouth of the cave. Bats reside in sheltered caves.
Acquaintance.
A person one knows, but who is not a close friend.
Examples:
Acquaintance with a language. Business acquaintance. I met him at a party, and we quickly became acquaintances.
Antique.
Very old and often valuable, from a bygone era.
Examples:
Antique shop. Imitation antique. She has a collection of antique vases that she inherited from her grandparents.
Trepidation.
A feeling of fear, anxiety, or apprehension about something uncertain or unknown, a state of alarm or nervousness that results from anticipating something frightening or dangerous.
Examples:
Trembling with trepidation. Sense of trepidation. She felt trepidation as she approached the podium to give her speech.
Techno.
A style of electronic dance music that originated in Detroit in the 1980s and is characterized by a repetitive, synthesized beat and minimalist sound effects, the use of advanced technology or techniques in a particular field.
Examples:
Techno beat. Techno festival. The club's playlist featured a lot of techno music.
Brainwave.
A sudden idea or inspiration, a moment of great insight or creativity.
Examples:
Brainwave idea. Sudden brainwave. The engineer had a brainwave and redesigned the product to be more efficient.
Exaggerate.
To describe or represent something as better or worse than it is.
Examples:
Exaggerate in degree. Exaggerate story. She exaggerated the extent of her injuries to get more money from the settlement.
Conception.
A general idea or belief of what something or someone is like or should be, an understanding of a situation or a principle.
Examples:
A grand conception. The conception of the good. I have no conception of what you intend.
Overpower.
To conquer or establish complete control over someone by using superior strength.
Examples:
Overpower the suspect. Overpower the opponent. The shooter was eventually overpowered and arrested by police.
Immediate.
Happening or done without delay or occurring shortly after something else.
Examples:
Take immediate effect. The immediate past. Both forts were subject to immediate attacks.
Barrier.
A fence or other obstruction that makes it hard to move or get in, any condition that makes it difficult to make progress or to achieve an objective.
Examples:
Cost barrier. Information barrier. The police placed a barrier across the street to halt traffic.
Geography.
A field of science devoted to the study of the lands, features, inhabitants, and phenomena of the earth.
Examples:
Geography class. Economic geography. She did well on her geography exam.
Theoretical.
Relating to the concepts and principles upon which a particular topic is founded, rather than practice and experience.
Examples:
Theoretical models. Theoretical physicist. Absolute zero is the lowest theoretical temperature.
Halfway.
In or at a point midway or an equal distance between 2 points.
Examples:
Halfway through my journey. Halfway decent job. The famous restaurant stands halfway up the hill.
Opposed.
Being completely different from something or disagreeing strongly with something.
Examples:
Two opposed characters. Absolutely opposed to abortion. I'm strongly opposed to that plan.
Locate.
To specify or determine the exact position of someone or something.
Examples:
Locate a missing pet. Locate a tumor. The robot can accurately locate construction material.
Analyze.
To think about in depth and evaluate to discover essential features or meaning.
Examples:
Analyze a chemical compound. Analyze your real motives. The teacher attempted to analyze the root cause of our mistake.
Random.
Made, done, or happening without method, conscious decision, or any regular pattern.
Examples:
A random choice. Bombs fell at random. To find drunk drivers, police conduct random tests.
Overlay.
To place or cover something over or on top of something else. To add a layer of functionality or data on top of another. Noun, a layer of material placed on top of a surface, typically to protect or decorate it.
Examples:
Overlay multiple graphs. Overlay image. They tried to overlay the old map with the new one to compare the changes.
Matrix.
A rectangular array of numbers, symbols, or expressions arranged in rows and columns and often enclosed in brackets, an enclosure within which something originates or develops.
Examples:
The matrix of Western civilization. Matrix multiplication. The matrix of numbers on the spreadsheet allowed the accountant to track the company's profits and losses easily.
Relation.
The way two persons or groups of people feel and act toward one another.
Examples:
Relation between cause and effect. Relation of inclusion. The industrial relations laws were passed with little to no alteration.
Displace.
To force someone or something to leave their home or place of origin, especially as a result of conflict, natural disaster, or manipulation.
Examples:
Displace workers. Displace the explosive power. The construction of the new dam will displace hundreds of families living downstream.
Harmless.
Not able or not likely to cause damage or harm.
Examples:
Harmless in most people. Harmless substances. Most people thought of him as a harmless eccentric.
Relate.
To establish a connection or association between two or more things. To narrate or tell about an event, experience, or relationship. To empathize or feel sympathy with someone or something.
Examples.
Relate a story. Relate a message. He tried to relate his experience to the group, but they couldn't understand.
Recognize.
To acknowledge or realize something or someone. To identify, remember, or become aware of something that was previously known or encountered.
Examples.
Recognize talent. Recognize achievement. It's important to recognize your strengths and weaknesses.
Critic.
Someone who expresses opinions about the quality of books, music, etc.
Examples.
Art critic. Severe critic. Advocates for legal reform hear less harsh words from their critics.
Addition.
The act or process of adding something to something else, the process of adding numbers.
Examples.
Chemical addition. Addition of vectors. In addition, private corporations provide healthcare services.
Confer.
To have a meeting or discussion, to come to a decision or agreement or exchange ideas, to bestow something.
Examples.
Confer degree. Confer honor. The leaders of the two countries met to confer on the issue.
Influence.
The ability to affect someone's or something's character, growth, or behavior, or the effect itself.
Examples.
Influence a child's future. Influence the daily life. The former emperor had a particular influence even after he abdicated.
Contribute.
To give something, especially money or goods, to provide or achieve something together with other people.
Examples.
Contribute a large sum of money to the fund. Contribute to society. Government workers cannot contribute to political campaigns.
Welfare.
The general health, happiness, and prosperous of a person or group.
Examples.
Child welfare. A welfare state. She struggled for years to survive without welfare.
Reverse.
To change something's direction, order, position, decision, etc., to the opposite one, adjective, directed or moving toward the rear.
Examples.
Reverse the trend. Reverse the order. The restaurant reversed a ban on smoking.
Litany.
A prolonged or repetitive recitation or listing of something, often with a negative connotation, a repetitive series or list of complaints, criticisms, or requests.
Examples.
Litany of prayers. Litany of excuses. The litany of complaints from unhappy customers reminded us that we needed to improve our service.
Exacerbate.
To make a situation, problem, or feeling worse.
Examples.
Exacerbate the situation. Exacerbate symptoms. The heat wave exacerbated the drought conditions.
Headline.
A heading at the top of a newspaper or magazine story or page.
Examples.
Headline article. Banner headline. The engagement of the two golf players became headline news.
Illustration.
A picture or diagram in a book, magazine, or newspaper that is used to explain or decorate the text, the act or process of explaining something.
Examples.
Educational illustration. Illustration artist. The illustration in the book helped me understand the concept better.
Immigration.
The act or process of coming to live permanently in a foreign country.
Examples.
Immigration control. Immigration application. The immigration policy in this country is stringent, making it difficult for many people to obtain a visa.
Superheat.
To heat a substance to a temperature higher than its boiling point.
Examples.
Superheat the cheese. Superheat the solution. The metal must be superheated before being shaped into the final product.
Rhetoric.
Speech or writing intended to please or persuade someone, the art or study of using language effectively and persuasively in spoken or written form.
Examples.
The rhetoric of a debate. High-flown rhetoric. He was known for his powerful rhetoric and ability to persuade people with his words.
Striking.
Interesting and distinctive enough to draw notice, exceedingly appealing, frequently in an odd manner.
Examples.
Striking innovation. Striking evidence. The two plays have a number of striking parallels.
Council.
A group of people who have been elected or appointed to make decisions or give advice on a particular subject or in a particular place.
Examples.
Other council members. City council election. The city council voted to approve the new development project.
Aid.
Things sent to help countries in need, notably food or money, support.
Examples.
Financial aid. Country-by-country aid programs. Pakistan's aid budget was still being reviewed.
Slightly.
In a small degree or extent, a little.
Examples.
Increase slightly. Slightly alkaline soils. He moved his body slightly to the left.
Excess.
An amount or quantity beyond what is acceptable, expected, or reasonable.
Examples:
Lose excess weight. An excess of exports. The road of access leads to the palace of wisdom.
Government.
The group of people with authority to control a country or state.
Examples:
Government bureaucracy. Government funding. The federal government is planning to increase taxes for the next fiscal year.
Commitment.
A promise or firm decision to do something or to behave in a certain way.
Examples:
A commitment to an alliance. Meet his commitments. His business commitments took him to the United States.
Reassure.
To cause someone to feel sure, to give or restore confidence.
Examples:
Reassure anxious patients. Reassure market. The pilot tried to reassure the customers that the planes were safe.
Wrap.
To cover or enclose something entirely with paper, cloth, or other material.
Examples:
Wrap a fish in foil. Wrap up a meeting. Wrap the bandage tightly around the injured arm.
Controversial.
Causing a lot of hot public discussion and dispute.
Examples:
Controversial book. Controversial policy. The issue of the death penalty is highly controversial.
Domestic.
Relating to or inside a particular country, not foreign or international.
Examples:
Domestic airline. A domestic animal. GDP stands for gross domestic product.
Calculation.
The act or process of using numbers to judge an amount of something.
Examples:
Make a calculation. Calculation of loss and gain. The error in the calculation was attributable to rounding.
Cosmopolitan.
Having a wide-ranging perspective and interests, embracing diverse cultures, and having the experience of living in or being familiar with many different countries.
Examples:
Cosmopolitan city. Cosmopolitan lifestyle. The city was known for its cosmopolitan culture and diverse population.
Aim.
To try or plan to get or achieve something.
Examples:
Aim at a specific target. Aim to be a nurse. We aim for an overseas expansion.
Substantial.
Fairly large in size, value, or importance.
Examples:
a substantial amount of capital. Have a substantial meal. The pandemic was a substantial business opportunity for certain companies.
Progression.
The act or process of changing to the next stage or phase or moving forward.
Examples:
progression of civilization. Progression of disease. The company has made great strides in its progression towards sustainability.
Summit.
The highest point of a mountain or hill, a meeting of heads of state or government to discuss important issues.
Examples:
reach the summit. Summit talks. The climbers reached the mountain summit after a long and challenging journey.
Increment.
A regular increase in the amount of something, such as money, a process of becoming larger, longer, or more important.
Examples:
steady incremental growth. Small increments. The bid increment for this auction is $100.
Dramatically.
In a very impressive manner.
Examples:
he confessed dramatically. The cabin pressure fell dramatically. Life expectancy has grown dramatically this century.